Today, we're going to be covering how to spot the fake 1982 Topps traded Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. Not to be confused with the standard Topps card, which has 3 different Orioles players. This is his standalone card that was released at the very end of the year. These are expensive. You can find these raw at card shows or online anywhere from $100 to $200. If you get a 9 or a 10, well, they're extremely pricey. So there's a lot of counterfeits out there. I'm going to jump on my computer and show you the differences between the real and a fake. And while I load up Photoshop and some of the pictures of the real versus the fake cards, you guys can subscribe to the channel. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. I'm uploading these spotting fakes videos almost every single week. I also have card show vlogs, pickups, and so much more, including a top 10 list. So please subscribe. It is 100% for free. Okay, so I have the 2 examples over here. The fake is on the left. The real one is on the right. Let's go through some of the different things that I noticed right away. Up first, if you take a look at the shadow on the hat, this one over here is quite light in comparison to the fake. You guys can see the difference on those. Like, this is a harsher shadow in comparison to this one over here. The example also is over here on his elbow. Like, you can see it is light in comparison to how dark it is. These fakes over here were printed quite a lot darker. I know the colors are different on these. You guys can see like over here and there in the Topps logos. Sometimes it can be due to lighting. Sometimes that's just because of the counterfeit. So, but you can always see that within the darker shadows and colors. I mean, especially with this baseball bat over here. So you guys can see this over here. It's extremely dark. You don't see any details versus the real one over here. You do able to see some details in comparison. Another thing also is because of the bad print quality, you guys can take a look at the clouds over here. This formation does not look natural in any sense. It's really low quality printing in comparison to the real one over here to the right. You guys can see how it slowly fades out and looks way, way nicer. Also in the stands over here, this is extremely dark. This is dark, but it is quite a bit lighter. So a few different signs on that side of things. Again, even shadows, you can see the end of the face over there, quite different between the 2 of them. So we're going to flip over to the back. And before we go over to the differences on the back, guys, also one thing to note is when you see these in person, the card stock is going to be completely different. And if you don't have a 82 Ripken like at your disposal, maybe just get a common from the set and have that in person, because everything was printed on the same sheet. It's going to have the same exact print quality. It's going to be the same exact type of material used. So if you have a loop, you can take a look at that side of things. You can feel and touch the card. That's the hardest thing for people to replicate. The imagery can be replicated, but I mean, obviously the small details aren't perfect, but the card stock, very difficult. Okay, so here's the 2 examples. Once again, fake on the left, real one here on the right. The first thing I noticed is the text is a little bit different in a few spots. So over here, you guys can see the text over here where it talks about Phil Niekro's 200th complete game. Don't know Niekro, he's a Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher. Very light in comparison to over here, which is actually a bit darker and it looks a little bolder. Same with over here with like the Willie Stargell, another Baseball Hall of Famer. Willie Stargell hit 296 home runs from 1970 through 79, right? Really, really good. But then over here, it is quite light in comparison. So you do have that. Also down below, if you take a look, I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer for you guys so you guys can see the minor details. But this copyright is actually a little bit different. I always talk about, when you look at a card, try to look at the copyright logos because low quality printers often don't get them right. Now, the C's are very similar, but look at the text in between them. They are quite different. You guys can see that over there to over here. And those are just a few different ways on how to spot this fake. If you guys want to learn a lot more about fake sports cards, make sure to check my book out on Amazon, Spotting Fakes. And you should also check out this video right here.